Hello friends, welcome to my channel Power of AEM. In this video, we will learn about live copy and language copy. In the previous video, we have already discussed about multi-site manager, how and when we need to use, what are the different site structure that we need to support in case we want to manage different languages for different regions and different countries. So let's go ahead and talk about the live copy and the language copy. If we are going with a very simple structure, in that case, you have all the languages underneath of your site. As you can see in the green box, we are having a demo site. Underneath that, we are having different language copies. All these languages we are supporting for our website. So that is a very simple way to manage different languages for a website. However, if you want to manage different region and different nations or with different languages, you need to create a structure in a different order. As you can see, one of the out of the box website that is VRetail is having a blueprint. Blueprint is with the name of language master. Underneath that, we are having all the languages that we want to support across all the sites. And in the orange box, you can see all the live copies. So language copies always fall under the blueprint and live copies are just parallel to blueprint. So live copies are just following the blueprint as a master hierarchy, and whatever changes we are doing in the blueprint hierarchy are rolling out in the live copies. We will discuss more once we learn about live copy and language copy in detail. Let's try to understand what is the blueprint. As we know, we are talking about a blueprint which is containing all the languages. So what is the blueprint? It is a source, or you can say it is a master website for us, which is having all the websites, and that languages which we are containing in the master site will be useful in terms of having multi-region and multi-nation sites. It is providing a concept or a feature that will helping us to manage the consistency of the content. As we know, English language, though we are having under the blueprint hierarchy, but that English language could be used by any of the region or national hierarchy. We are also utilizing rollout configuration, which is helping us to pick the event whenever any operation is happening. For example, if we are creating a new page, modifying existing page, or deleting any existing page on the master site underneath the blueprint, in that case, it is picking that event and doing the similar kind of changes on your live copy website content hierarchy. And all the rollout configuration are out of the box, though you can create your own custom, but out of the box are sufficient enough to manage the cases that we are discussing. Let's talk about language copy. Language copy is a method where we want to create different language. Whenever we are creating a language copy, it means we want to create a new language that want to support for our website. So in out of the box way of creating the language copy, we have to provide the locale, like you want to create which language copy, for example, Arabic, French, German, or any other language. Also, we have the privilege to select which content pages we want to create during the creation of language copy, or you can skip some of the pages as well. Language copy is not having any sync from where we are generating it. So it means if we are saying my English hierarchy, language copy hierarchy is having 10 pages, my French content hierarchy could have less than 10 pages, or might be the other language hierarchy like Arabic could have more than 10 pages. So that maintenance of content pages in hand of the author, how they want to manage it as there are no syncing between these hierarchies, language hierarchies, so you can create your own pages. Though at the very first time, you can select how many pages you want to create. As well as it is not having any relationship. We were discussing about a configuration about rollout that is not applicable for the language copy. Now let's talk about live copy. Live copy is whenever we want to maintain the website for different languages and want to make sure those content hierarchy are having a relationship. So whenever any master hierarchy is doing any changes, in that case, your live copy hierarchy should get their same reflection. So that relationship we are setting up between the language, between your source and the live copies with the help of rollout configuration. So whenever we want to recreate the similar kind of content for different live copy hierarchy, in that case, it is helpful. We will also understand on real-time scenario how you can create language and live copies. Let's talk about the side-by-side difference between the live and the language copy. The purpose of utilizing the live copy whenever we want to create similar kind of content and want to make sure those are auto updating. Language copy is just creating a different language underneath of your website. Live copy is having a relationship with the blueprint or master hierarchy. However, language copy doesn't have any relationship with the master hierarchy. Working behavior, whenever we are creating a live copy, it means the similar kind of content we are creating under different live copy hierarchy. However, language copy doesn't have any, uh, as is stuff. However, whenever we are thinking to create some different content or generate a different content in a different hierarchy, make sure your translation is in place to generate different language content. Live copy is always driving from the master hierarchy. However, language copy authors can manage by its own. At very first step, when we are creating the language copy, during that time, the selection in our hand, how many different pages we want to generate. But after that, it is in our hand how we want to manage. Let's jump on the AEM environment and can see how we can create a live copy and language copy to understand it. And we are trying to mimic the hierarchy something like this where we are having different nations to support different languages. So this is our console, our very first home screen of AEM. Let's go to the sites. Underneath site, we are having a website which is having language master, and under the language master, we are having all the language copies, as you can see, different language copies, and we are having live copies as well. So I'm just trying to create, for example, we are talking about we want to create a language. Let me delete something. So this is our one of the website containing all the language copy under the language master and live copies parallel to the language master, as you can see. So if I want to create any new language copy, how could I create? There is a button, create, click on that, select the language copy as we want to create a language copy underneath the master language master, create the language copy. It is providing us a wizard. So let's select the page and we want to make sure we are generating a page, something like this. So whenever we are creating a new language, we want to make sure adventure related pages should be there, magazines related pages should be there. So two different hierarchy we want to create. Let's click on the next button, and it is also including all the subpages. So underneath this hierarchy, any subpages we are having, all will be created for our new language. how many different languages you want to create. So for example, Arabic is one of the language that we want to create. Configuration is optional field, but if you have any cloud configuration, you can also select it. If you are having any translation connector available, you can select that as well. But all these are optional one. I'm just skipping that because I do not have translator tool at this point of time. So I'm just creating Arabic language with two different hierarchical paths. In the next wizard, or you can say the last wizard step, we are having a project. Again, that is a translation project where it is asking, do you want to create a translation project or any multi-language translation project, or you simply just want to create a structure? So I am going with simply creation of the structure. Let's create it. Though there are different options, which we will discuss, like how you can utilize it. But once I'm doing the creation step completing, and you can see Arabic language is already here with magazine and all the sub pages under the magazine I can see, though I have selected. So this is how you can create your own language copy. Now let's talk about how you can create a live copy. When we are talking about live copy, you need to go for the create button and select the live copy option. Once you're selecting it, it will ask which one you want to uh, which selection you want to go with, like which kind of language or language copy you want to use in terms of creating a live copy. So under the master hierarchy, we are selecting one of the language. For example, under English or like Italy language I want to create, or Arabic, if we are saying Arabic language I want to create. So clicking on the next, it is asking for destination. Destination is this. Live copy properties. So I want to create Arabic, and the name is AR. Either you can go with all the pages or exclude some of the sub pages. Also, you need to select the rollout configuration. Rollout configuration, all these are out of the box configuration. So I'm selecting the standard rollout configuration, as this is pretty much uh, applicable with our use case. However, you can read out more about all these rollout configuration and you can select based on your need. I want to generate this now, clicking on the continue. So under the language copy, I can see two, magazine and adventure. Now let's talk about the Arabic. I think it's taking time, or we can create it again. So for example, here it is, Arabic. So Arabic language is already there for us, and you can see live copy is created. And if I select the property for the Arabic, so you can also observe this is a live copy, and this live copy is created from the master or source, which is under language master AR. Now, if I want to make sure which one is the blueprint for us or master hierarchy for us, so select the language master properties section, go to the blueprint tab, and it will talk about how many different live copies we have created. Similarly, if I select Arabic and check out the properties, it is talking about I created one live copy from this hierarchy, and that is under AR, weekend AR. So this is how you can just cross-check and create different live copy and language copy in order to manage your website content. This concept is clear, and if you have any open question, feel free to drop all your question in the comment box. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe my channel.